What is happening there, good friends? This is Fallen from OTB with another video here today coming at you, and we're going to try something a little bit new this time. A lot of people kind of ask this question too. Vaguely stated, what does make a good or successful clan? And we're going to get some good recap footage here from the recent war here in the background. And I'll try and make this quick because there are some good core values to figuring out, what really does make a good clan. And the first answer really is finding a core group of players who you can trust to do the right thing. They're pretty. They are reliable people. They're always there to help out, and that's for either attacks that no one else wants to do, or donations when no one else is online. All these things like this make a good, reliable core group super important to the rest of the clan. Those who want to step up and get it done. And something else really important too is the communication involved with your typical wars, and this goes for team sports. Anything you can think of here. If you find a good reason to talk about things and work out, as far as Clash of Clans goes, for cleanups is another great form of communication. Is learning from that and excelling in doing things the correct way, and then letting everybody know what they feel about a certain attack, or if they want a certain base or something like that. That's all really important kind of stuff there. Kind of tied in with that too, I wanted to talk about using the correct attacks to begin with. Bringing the right comps to the fight and doing it in the most efficient way, as we always try and do. There never is one answer for a strategy to use in war. There's you see these people using Go Wipe all the time, and how far does that get them? You're gonna win maybe against other Go Wipe clans, but it shouldn't be a battle to to see who does better out of a 2-star war. The goal is not to get three stars throughout the war and just a battle of the 2 stars all the way. That's never going to get the job done. And even in a coordination with that, using just knowing your limits of what you're able to bring to the battle, looking at the defenses, seeing everything kind of straight out forward, and just absolutely knowing your own limits. Sometimes this means it's going to take a long time to do because you're going to want to try and understand different bases and kind of break things down and know, not necessarily where the traps are and things like that, but just knowing if your comp can go the full duration of the fight and be able to help out your team there. Because if you're a 3-star clan, there's 2 stars just isn't going to cut it. I mean, we all know what happens, but at the end of the day, it's going to come down to whoever has more 3 stars here, and whoever can get the job done, that well. That's really what matters. That is our sole existence as far as our clan goes. Nothing else matters. It is only 3 stars. That is the best strategy and priority anyone could ever have. So knowing those limits are really, really big for if you're going to continue bringing in those 3-star attacks every war, most of the time, as often as you can, that's a huge, massive chunk of things right there. Something else too that I'm personally super grateful of is players doing the research. People who are actively going out to bring a really, really good comp, whether it be more of a simple thing or more advanced. And that's doing the research, knowing what bases you can get away with using these certain comps on. Because if you're not bringing the right thing to the battle, it kind of goes back into, the lack of communication. Using the wrong attacks will only hurt you and pretty much make you believe something that isn't true. So if we can learn from that too, that's one of the biggest things anyone could ever ask for. And let's see here, a couple more good attacks to go through. Yeah, so we've touched on some pretty hot topics here. And I suppose the next thing too is if you're using a comp, whatever you decide to go with, and say you fail, And, of course, it's going to bring your morale down. Morale is a huge portion of things through from war to war, or even within each war itself. Morale is everything. And if you are able to learn from your fails and turn everything in a very positive twist, and actually gain something from it and get that sort of knowledge, that's going to be so important for not only just this war or next war. It's going to be the future, and it's going to be, you're going to know that that you can count on certain people for doing and bringing the right thing here, and being able to work around that is just so important to be able to have. And then if you're gonna have some trouble, sometimes it's all about asking for help. It's saying, hey, what did I do wrong here? What can I do better next time to improve myself? And or just shouting out examples is super important for people to do. And with that, coming along with that too, is positive criticism is a huge thing. I'm almost speaking faster than I can possibly go here. The criticism is a huge thing that's going to shut down certain people, and it's going to just make you shell up, turtle up, and not want anything to do with the future of your own success. And so positive criticism is going to be such an important thing for every single person to have. And I suppose really the last thing, definitely not least, but it's so important for all these different clans, and that is leadership. Whether it be the leader, himself or herself, or the co-leaders. And there's one thing that I really learned in my experience too of being a leader with this clan too. And I guess I want to put it simply and say that no one ever really follows a leader who runs things based on his own beliefs. The leader's the one who's going to step up to do the right thing for what others believe, and that I believe full-heartedly, because it's a strategy of working with what you have, and obviously over time you accumulate good players that you want to keep in the main war squad, and you're really happy about having. And if you care for the well-being of your own clan, you are going to stand up for what they believe in and do everything to, how others want to do. And, not everyone can't win. You can't just give out, high fives all around. I mean, you got to be strict at the same time. But if you're there for your people and you give them what they want, that is what's going to keep them around. That's going to keep them performing. It's going to be so important to have throughout the years of being together and being good friends together. So anyways, you guys, we'll make this a nice and short and sweet one here. My tongue has been tied enough here, and we're going to call it right now. Thanks so much for listening, and please subscribe to the videos here, guys. We're going to keep having some fun with this stuff here. Anyways, this is Fallen from OTB, signing off.